A warm welcome to this session of Electrician Trade. In this session, we will learn about identify the parts of circuit breaker, check its operation. At the end of this session, you will be able to identify the external parts of air circuit breaker, identify the internal parts of air circuit breaker, test the manual tripping of air circuit breaker. Electrician toolkit and equipments required. Electrician toolkit, multimeter or ohm meter, air circuit breaker, 3-phase, 415 volts, maximum capacity 400 amperes with instruction manual. Safety precautions. Do not touch any current flowing wires while operating the circuit breakers. All the connections of the circuit breaker should be correct and properly tight. Before connecting the circuit breaker to the supply, provide the earthing by suitable earthing cable necessary. Multimeter. Caution: while using multimeter, select proper mode of selector switch for voltage, current and resistance, and also choose proper range. Identify the external parts and control switches of air circuit breaker. Read and verify the specifications of air circuit breaker. Type of circuit breaker: air circuit breaker ACB. Type designation: BS, ES, TS19 ACB RO. Number of phases: poles, 3x3 poles. Rated operated voltage: 415 volts plus or minus 10% AC. Maximum voltage: 660 volts AC. Rated frequency: 50 Hz. Rated current: 400 amperes. Rated symmetrical braking capacity: 2000 amperes. Rated making current: 4400 amperes. Rated short time current: 2 kiloamperes. 1 minute try withstand voltage: 8 kV. Impulse withstand voltage: 12 kV. Type of closing device: AC or DC. Trip free or fixed trip. Trip free. Weight of air circuit breaker in kg: 26 to 30 kgs. Overall dimensions of ACB mounted on frame: 410 mm height, 375 mm depth, 345 mm width. Ambient temperature for which ACB is designed: 50 degrees Celsius. Auxiliary voltage for shut trip coils: 230 volts. Auxiliary voltage for under voltage release: 180 volts. Auxiliary supply voltage for motor drive: 415 volts by 3-phase. Identify the external parts and control switches of air circuit breaker. Read and verify the specifications of air circuit breaker. Identify the external parts of air circuit breaker. Off button: O. Operations can be switched off through this button. On button: I. To get in operation through this on button. Main contact position indicator: main contact engaged or disengaged indicator. Reset button: due to any malfunctioning with output circuitry, the ACB will be tripped. After rectification of the fault, to be reset by the ACB by using this button. LED indicators: status of the ACB. This LED indicators can be indicated. Controller: it indicates and control the functions. User padlock: parameter can be set through this and it will be logged to avoid unauthorized person. Digital display: the status of the ACB and its meter can be shown in display. Trip reset button: if improperly working, condition frequently tripped ACB can be resulted by this button. Latching or locking mechanism: connection text and isolated position. It indicates the mechanically position of connection test and isolation. Draw out, draw in hole the breaker from the panel in proper position. Energy storage status indicator. Energy storage mechanism status indicator. Properly the ACB seated or not will be indicated. Connection test and isolated position indication contacts. It is the connections of the test isolation position indicator respective contacts. Energy storage handle. It is used manually charging handle of ACB. Nameplate. It specifies the details of the ACB such as model working voltage and carrying capacity of the current, etc. Identify the internal parts and control switches of air circuit breaker. Remove the front cover of air circuit breaker and keep the cover in a safe place. Identify the internal parts of air circuit breaker. Sheet steel supporting structure and fixture. It supports all the parts of ACB mounting. Current transformer for protection trip unit. It is abnormal condition which draws more current. It helps to trip the unit. Pole group insulating box. At poles are insulation in this box. Horizontal rate terminals. These are internal linked between plate for fixed arcing contacts and arcing chamber. Plate for fixed main contacts. Contact terminals are fixed on this plate. Plates for fixed arcing contacts. Arcing contacts are mounted on this plate. Plate for main moving contacts. This is moving contact plate. Plates for moving arcing contacts. These are arcing contacts moving plates. Arcing chamber. To avoid more arcing quenching while on or off time in this chamber. Terminal box for fixed version. Sliding contacts for withdrawable version. Protection trip unit. If any abnormal function is happening, this circuit can be protected from more damage. Circuit breaker closing and opening control. It is a mechanism for circuit breaker while opening and closing time. Closing spring. While opening and closing the air circuit breaker from panel, this spring will be activated. Test the manual tripping of air circuit breaker. Conduct the continuity test for the contacts. Remove the arcing chamber from the circuit breaker and test the arc chutes and diverters. Test the working of manual tripping by manual tripping lever. Now connect the main supply to the air circuit breaker and switch on the supply. Observe the condition of indicating lamp and tripping lamp and then charge the circuit breaker manually with the help of an operating handle. Verify the charging of main contact by continuity test. Now verify the disengagement of the contact of the circuit breaker by operating manual tripping switch. Verify the engagement of the contacts by charging the circuit breaker again. Off the main AC switch and disconnect the power supply and fit the cover of the circuit breaker. Recap. In this session, we have learnt the external parts of air circuit breaker, the internal parts of air circuit breaker. Test the manual tripping of air circuit breaker. Hope you have understood all the concepts in this session. See you in the next session with a new concept. Thank you.